Hey everyone, JSD Cool here, and welcome to another episode of Coolcraft Season 6. Now, this will be the last episode in which I start on top of this hill, because today, that was smooth. In this episode, we are going to be flattening most of downtown to this street level here that we decided a couple months ago was going to be where it all begins. Also, in this episode, I will be attempting to acquire a couple beacons for a project that I'm planning on doing in the next episodes. Now, in the last episode, I built this stone factory device here, which fully stocked itself in less than a week, which I was very surprised about, and contains I guess like millions of smooth stone and normal stone here, along with some other stuff further up, which was created in the process of obtaining all of these resources. But we will not be using any of these today, or at least not much of them, because those are going to be for what comes after downtown here is flattened, namely building of the roads, which we are planning to do in a live stream, or a series of live streams, maybe a little bit in video. I'm not sure, but that will be in the future. I've done some experimentation and found out that this is the approximately correct height for the TNT to be for our flattening machines. And I've gone out and started to lay out, well, the template for where we're putting the stuff for the very first one. Because this is the major section of downtown here where there's actually something to flatten. There is stuff over this way that also needs to be flattened, but it's less necessary to do flattening over here. Or it's less immediate that we need to do it because there's different heights and stuff, and it's more where the roads are going, so we can figure that stuff out later. But this stuff needs to be completely flat, and there's a giant freaking hill here. So this is where we're going to start doing stuff. I've built up and assembled all of the flying machines that we're going to use at the start here to clear out this hill here. I've also put in the stoppers on the other side here, and man, this has taken a lot of resources as is for my redstone deposits, I guess. Yep, rock chest. Why do I keep doing that? Yeah, I used to have 9 stacks of redstone here. Now I only have this much. Why does everything take so much redstone? Anyhow, but yeah, so the next step will... Well, I need to be able to hopefully launch them simultaneously. I guess it doesn't matter, but in order to be a little bit cheaper on the redstone, or just generally on the resources for this, I'm going to just try to have one location where like a button gets pressed and it'll try to launch them all at once. But yeah, in order to do that, I need to set them off to put in a bunch of trapdoors on both sides. So yeah, guess we're going to have to get this first layer run through next. Alright, the first pass has happened after I placed in the trapdoors for the flying machines here, and it's actually mostly complete. Apart from the hilly areas in the center here, it's mostly gotten stuff done. And actually, I should have the flying machines up one block further, as we did scrape away the stone layer right here at the actual road bed, but that's not an issue. We can just end up replacing that all anyway, because we have a brilliant stone factory here, which will more than provide for our ability to do that. Just something to note for when we go take out this section over this way. Besides that, there's a couple things I gotta do. First of all, there's this lava pool that I gotta take out here. And then I'm also gonna go and scavenge any ores that are exposed right now, because why the heck not? That hill is no more. As you can see, flat. Apart from a couple of these blocks sticking up, which I'm not going to worry about much. This entire hill and area here has now been flattened out, which means now I gotta remove these flying machines and stuff. And then get onto this hill here, as it is the next thing in my crosshairs. One of the things that I have to now keep in mind when I'm going to flatten this next section here of downtown is that this village is not entirely going to survive the process of flattening downtown, as this line that I've dug into the ground here, this is actually going to be like the edge of the village. Everything on this side will actually be a part of the road, which ends somewhere around here. I'm not entirely sure. About here, actually. So this entire side of the village is going to end up being removed. So what we got to do is start preventing the villagers from being on this side so that if any TNT goes flying over here and breaks the fence, we don't have to worry about it. And, it's a lot of villagers! How many villagers are here? Holy, That's a lot of villagers. I mean, I'm mostly removing. There's still a couple there. I'm mostly removing these hay bales because they would be in the way. But yeah, I guess these villagers just kind of got stuck there. Are there still just 2 villagers? Okay, there's more than 2 villagers here. Hold on. Oh, maybe there wasn't. That was interesting. I wonder if there's any other place where there's a million villagers stuck. Are they stuck in a well? Nope. Oh gosh. Villagers in this game, guys. Now, before I actually get to flattening this section of the city, I will need to gather some more resources, or at least I want to, so I'm gonna do a quick 1-hour mining session. Here are the spoils of my mining session, and yeah, a good deal of redstone, fair amount for a stack of diamonds. Goddamn, I am fucking loaded on this server right now. Like, I don't think JRD Cool has all that many diamonds. Tyler has 0, as he still hasn't gone mining yet. But yeah, I'm filthy stinking rich, so there's that. The second wave of bombings has been set up here to go over this little area here, as I did kind of have to miss that because we built up a little there. It will also take out a little bit of the village here, but don't worry, all the villagers are safe on this side of the fence. So yeah, now just gotta kick these guys off, let them run a couple times, and then this section will be done. I have finished cleaning up all the platforms and such for the flattening machines. JRD Cool has also popped on, and so has Tyler, actually. And yeah, JRD Cool's actually started to fill in some of the sidewalks for the roads here. Cool that he's done that. But I'm not going to partake in any of that right now, because I'm going to be moving on to the next thing that I wanted to do in today's episode, which is acquire a couple beacons, and that requires a fair amount of nethering. I've already acquired 3 wither skulls. I do want a second. I do want 2 beacons and not just 1. But I got the first 2 pretty quickly, or really quickly, and then the third one came not too long after that. So hopefully this won't take too long. Alright, I've acquired a 6th wither skull after a fair bit of time. My helmet is about to break. But yeah, now we just need to grab a little bit of soul sand and head to the end, and I'll be able to get myself 2 beacons. Alright then, wither fighting time, so sit back and watch the time lapse as I just, or the quick little time lapse here of me just absolutely wrecking 2 withers. And and there's the second nether star. Now let's beacon. Now that I have acquired these beacons, I will actually put them to a little bit of use here. in actually flattening out this portion of the village here in which this road is going to have to go through. And actually, as I was saying earlier, I wasn't exactly sure where the road goes out to. It doesn't actually go out all that far from the village. Let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks off of here. But yeah, I will now go through and flatten this section of the village here. I have now demolished and flattened out this formerly part of the village here, and is now a part of the streets. And yeah, it didn't take too long, just a bit of effort, like 4 shovels, and yeah, that's all that. But I just want to like bring attention to the fact that this here is a part of the village as well. And like, if I actually go and look at this well here, it goes down 2 blocks and then hits dirt. Because the other 2 blocks and then the cobblestone bottom are over here for some reason. I have no idea why that happened. But yeah, that's like that. I guess there are a few blocks like this I could continue to remove, but I'm not going to be too fussed with that. But also something interesting that I just heard is apparently the mobs for the mob vote this year with Minecraft Live got leaked. I know this is kind of old news because this is going to be going up at the end of the week when the mob votes are actually... Well, all the mobs should hopefully be announced by then, I would think. But apparently what happens is they put them in an unlisted playlist on YouTube that some people just found. So apparently it's going to be between the crab, seagull, and jellyfish, which I have no idea what any of those, but I just thought that was a funny thing that I had just found out that I wanted to stick here at the end of the video. So apparently this leak was actually a hoax. They got really lucky with the crab being the first one, but other than that, it was actually a complete hoax. And speaking of the end of the video, I'm gonna say thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Check out my game, which is linked in the description, and I will see you all in the next episode of Coolcraft Season 6.